What is going on, guys? I'm your host, Beau, and welcome back to MovieStalkers. And by now, I just posted a reaction video that I did last night. I was intended to put that out again last night, but just got tired, did not feel like posting anything. And first off, happy Easter to everybody. Today's Easter, and I'm just looking kind of sexy right now because I'm kind of like in a little party today, but that's going to wait for a minute because I have a spoiler review for Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. And also, you're noticing that there's a different angle right now for this video. So I'm probably going to be doing this from now on for my angles because it looks actually kind of nice and I could just, move around. See, I can go over here, and I can go over here. I can just move around. So, yeah, I like it. So, let's get down to the spoiler review for Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice because there's a lot of things to be spoiled in this movie. Now again, if you have not seen the movie Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice and you don't want to be spoiled, I did a non-spoiler review. You guys can check it out. Look in the cards or in the description box. It'll be in there. Or just look at my channel, because it was just one of the videos that I just posted latest. So anyway, let's get down to this. So the first thing we got to talk about is the first scene in the movie, which is Bruce's parents' death scene. I'm a little bit happy that they did do that because they just pretty much got it out of the way, because after they put that scene out first, we didn't acknowledge it throughout the entire film, except for one scene, which we'll get to in a little bit. Well, other than that, I like that they just pretty much got rid of that scene right there, so that was a very smart move for this movie. I also love the thing that I kind of hate about this movie, in terms of knowing Batman, is that we don't know more about the Robin suit. I was hoping that they would acknowledge it a little bit more about if it's Jason Todd, if it's Dick Grayson. They didn't really acknowledge it, so they might just save it for the solo Batman movie, but I really want to know who that Robin is so I can, we can start speculating, casting and all that. But until then, we're just left to thinking who that character could be. We also have to talk about the cameos. We'll talk a little bit about the cameos for a minute, but let's talk about Wonder Woman's cameo as Diana Prince, and then the picture that they showed off. There was a picture that they showed off of Wonder Woman. It's like an old photo from the 30s, 40s, or 50s, and it's actually a really cool photo, and I like it. I like that they acknowledge that Wonder Woman did exist in this time frame, and there is a movie coming out next year that will take place in that time frame. So I'm glad that they acknowledged that. So thumbs up again for DC for doing that. Now let's talk about the cameos. So the cameos for this movie are The Flash, Aquaman, and Cyborg. Those are the three cameos that are in this movie. And there might be some other surprises in there. For example, they did tease a lot at Darkseid, which we'll talk about in the nightmare scene. But let's talk about the cameos in terms of Justice League members. So let's first start off with the one that I didn't really like the most, and that was Cyborg. Now, Cyborg, I did not like. It just seemed they pretty much told you his origin story right there, except, him being a football player, of course. But other than that, they just pretty much showed you his origin story right there. And there was a mother box. I saw a mother box, and that's pretty cool. I don't know where the heck that mother box came from, but I'm hoping that they acknowledge that in the Cyborg movie, or even Justice League, where that mother box came from. Pretty sure it's from Darkseid, or I'm pretty sure it's from somewhere alien, because it can't be from Earth. So that mother box has to be somewhere from maybe Darkseid or Apocalypse. Has to be from someone bigger than Earth. So that's it. That's for Cyborg. Aquaman's was kind of simple. It was just him floating in the water. He kind of had that serious face. He was like, he pretty much just punched something, and that was kind of cool. I like the look of Aquaman, and I like the scenery. I like that they're just making him in slow motion, to represent him in the water. So that was kind of cool. So I kind of like the Aquaman cameo. I just wish there was a little bit more to it. Now let's talk about the Flash. The Flash actually got two cameos in this movie. One was when Diana Prince was looking at the files from LexCorp. He saw the Flash one where he was just basically running in the store. And then we got the future Flash, which was in Batman's nightmare scene. Now when I saw that, I almost screamed in the theater. I'm kidding you not. I almost screamed in the theater when I saw that. And that was a really cool cameo, and I liked that they pretty much give you more character for Flash, and they get you more excited for that film, because I'm really excited to see that solo Flash film. Because after seeing these 2 cameos, you got me sold on Idris Miller's and Ezra Miller's The Flash. So I'm really excited to see that solo film now. I also really when I first saw that when I first saw The Flash in the nightmare scene, I first thought that, wait, is that Red Hood or is that something else? Because the whole suit was red, and then I finally realized that it is the Flash, because you could tell because it's all red, and Ezra Miller's face is kind of shown in there, so yeah, it is the Flash. It's an armored suit, so I am really trying to figure out, because they showed off a photo in the DC special event of Flash having an armored suit, so is that him in the future, or is that him in the present day? What does his suit look like in present day and in future day, apparently? So that's really interesting. I hope they acknowledge that, possibly in Justice League or in the Flash movie. So hopefully they acknowledge it, because I really want to learn more about the Flash in the DC universe, because he seems like he's going to be pretty important in this universe. And speaking of being important in the universe, let's talk about Batman's nightmare scene. So Batman's nightmare scene was probably my favorite scene in this film, in the movie, because they pretty much established a lot of things. First off, they established Darkseid, because you got to see parademons, you got to see the big Darkseid logo, or it could be Apocalypse, one of the two, but it's most likely Darkseid because we got to see parademons. And yeah, guys, I really liked this nightmare scene a lot. It was just very, very cool, and I just like the suit also for Batman. It was just really cool, and he did kill in this movie. People are already telling you online that Batman does kill. He does kill in this movie. Now, that is a little bit of a change, but you know what? There's already been a lot of change as it is. I mean, look at Superman in this movie. He's totally different, and you know what? It's a new era. We have to change things up, so did you guys really expect Batman to be like the Adam West Batman that we've all known back in the 60s? No. This is going to be a new Batman for a new era, so of course he's going to kill. And also he's older, so he's a little bit more wiser now, and you know, he's a little bit more older, he's seen more things, so of course he's got to start doing some different things that makes him less like Batman, more like a criminal. So Wonder Woman's entrance was really phenomenal. I really enjoyed the entrance, because it's pretty much like Batman leading Doomsday back to Gotham City, and then Doomsday takes out his Batwing, and he's about to kill him, and all of a sudden Wonder Woman shows up with her shield. You know that scene in the trailer where she pulls up her shield and her face just comes up? Something like that. It's the same exact scene, but except they have that epic music in the background, and it just really pumps you up. And Wonder Woman does kick legitimate butt in this movie. Like, when she's facing Doomsday, it's a really cool scene, and she's just like slicing him up with her sword, and using her shield. And she actually kind of grinned a little bit when she was fighting, because, you know, we all know that Wonder Woman loves to fight. And like, you see her like this, and all of a sudden you see her face, she's like all grinning, and that was really cool. So yeah, Wonder Woman, looks like you like some fights. And the biggest spoiler in this movie, and this is the one that I'm going to acknowledge the most, is, yes, Superman does die in this movie. And they did basically do the whole Death of Superman comic and did it in this film. And how do I feel about this? First off, well, we know that he's alive because if you look at the final scene of the film, the dirt started to move from his grave. So we know that he's alive. Of course he's alive. Okay, they teased it. There was a Justice League promo art with Superman in the front, so of course he's coming back. That'd be ridiculous if he doesn't come back. But at the same time, I wish he was dead, because it would have been cool. That would have been like added a layer of how the Justice League was formed, so that would have been very interesting. But you know, we kind of need Superman in the Justice League anyway. And Batman's like telling Wonder Woman that, look, we must set up this team just in case bigger threats like Doomsday come into our world. And Wonder Woman's saying, like, why do we need to set up this team? Like, why? There's no more threats. And Batman basically says that, you know, I just have a feeling, and by feeling, he knows that someone is coming. So, who that could be, we don't know. Most likely, it is Darkseid. Now, there is no after-credit scene. I waited after the credits. There were no after-credit scenes because I thought there was an after-credit scene, and there isn't. So, my buddy Chris, there's no after credit scene because my buddy Chris saw the movie Thursday and thought there was an after credit scene. Well, I waited. There was no after credit scene, so you were safe. You actually got to see the whole film. So, no after credit scene, man. What else so we could talk about in this film that I haven't acknowledged already? I will say that, you know, the way Batman fights is incredible. The first scene that you get of Batman is awesome. I really enjoyed him in that first scene, so that was really cool. And I guess the final thing we can talk about, I guess, is Lex Luthor, because Lex Luthor actually apparently knows something about a future villain coming up, because when you see him in the jail cell, and yes, he does have his hair shaved off, Batman does come in and, you know, like, talk to him. He's about to brand him, which I like that concept that he brands people. That's really cool. So that's really cool for Batman to do that. He apparently is about to brand him, and apparently Lex Luthor tells him that, you know, there is a bigger threat coming. I know something's coming. And how does he know this? Because when he was creating Doomsday, he had to go into the Kryptonian ship, and that's where he learned all the knowledge about Krypton and Kryptonite, and maybe certain villains like Darkseid or Apocalypse or Brainiac. One of those guys, he learns and he knows that they are coming to Earth. So Lex Luthor's going to be kind of an interesting role in the upcoming movies if they bring him back. So that is it for the spoiler review for Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Not a whole lot, honestly. Like, there's not a whole lot of spoilers to tell you because the film, as I said, is super fast. So it has to go at a really fast pace, and therefore there's not that much to talk about. So, like I said, I gave this film a 7.5 out of 10. I think it's a good film. I think it has its great points. It also has its bad points. And stay tuned for more videos about Batman v Superman, because we are not done talking about this film, because there is still a lot to talk about in regards to cameos and future movies and how this can affect Justice League and everything else. So that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below how you guys felt about Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, and let me know if you guys are excited for Justice League as well as Suicide Squad. So that is it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and tell me if you guys like this new camera setup and also the new intro that's going out on my channels right now. So that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, has been these videos. Beau out. See you next time. Peace.